Nintendo's Indie World just unveiled earlier today, and with it comes some announcements of games coming to Nintendo Switch, more specifically indie games coming to Nintendo Switch. But I'm certainly no Nintendo YouTuber. Among the three major console manufacturers, I feel Nintendo's presentations are often the best. They're short, they're succinct, and they have a lot of bombshell announcements. For what it's worth, this is a Nintendo-focused announcement. Yes, there are some new indie titles coming to Steam, but there's also a ton of indie titles that are already out. So let's talk about some games. But before that, if you like this video or any other video I make, please like, subscribe, and share with all of your friends. Spreading the good gospel of high-tech low life lets the YouTube algorithm know that I'm doing well. The first of which is a game called Little Kitty Big City. It's an open world cat simulator. It kind of reminds me of that other cat game that blew up. You know, Stray. You do all sorts of cat stuff. You know, a lot of cat stuff except for like getting into cat fights or killing mice or killing birds. My old cat killed at least 5 birds in her entire lifespan, so yeah, they can kill birds. Anyways, this game is slated for release sometime next month, and personally, I think it'll run fine on Steam Deck. I can't imagine a scenario where this game wouldn't run on Steam Deck just fine. Next up is Yars Rising by the venerable WayForward. Fun fact, it's based on an old Atari franchise that I definitely have never heard of. And yes, the Atari was way before my time. Anyways, this is kind of like a 2.5D Metroidvania. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Metroid Dread, especially with the whole having to run away from certain enemies type deal. Anyways, WayForward's a generally good developer, and they make some pretty good games. And also, I have no reason to believe this wouldn't run well on Steam Deck. I mean, it's running on the Nintendo Switch. Yars Rising comes out sometime this year, but I don't know when. Refined itself is billed as a sort of personality test game. It's difficult to talk about this game without talking about some major spoilers, but I will say it's a little more than just a simple personality test. It's true and true a living, breathing world where you have to find your place in it. The game's already out on Steam, and the game is already marked as Steam Deck playable, so it should run pretty well. Sticky Business is a game all about designing your own stickers and selling them and helping out NPCs. Honestly, if you could design these stickers and then make them and print them out yourself and turn them into real stickers, that'd be awesome, but you do need a lot of equipment to do that in real life. Anyways, the game's already out on Steam and it's Steam Deck verified, which means it should be a great experience. ANTONBLAST is a 2D platformer. You know what's really funny was when this game was showcased in this showcase, the live chat was so insistent that this game was just a Pizza Tower clone, not realizing that in fact Pizza Tower itself was inspired by the Wario Land games. Anyways, this game looks extremely fun and extremely over the top, and honestly, I want to play it. The game does release towards the back half of this year, but it's going to be a glorious time. I have no doubt that this game would run well on Steam Deck. I mean, it's running on the Switch after all, right? Valley Peaks is a climbing game where you take control as a frog, and you can use your tongue to do stuff because that's what frogs do in real life. The game looks interesting, and honestly, if the mountains are perilous enough, it could be a great time. The game releases sometime this year, and I do think this game will run pretty well on Steam Deck. Hell, you could even set up some gyro control scheme. Lorelei in the Laser Eyes is some sort of investigative puzzle game. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It looks very unique, but it's difficult to sell a game based on quote-unquote uniqueness. But anyways, this does look interesting and mind-bending enough for me to give it a shot. I think the game will run pretty well on Steam Deck. No guarantees though, but still. The game releases sometime next month. Europa has you exploring a terraformed version of one of Jupiter's moons. Europa, I mean. As it stands right now, Europa is a popsicle that's constantly being bombarded by Jupiter radiation, which means you couldn't live on Europa. What you can do, however, is play this game. The art style is seemingly inspired by the works of Studio Ghibli. It's supposed to be a peaceful game about adventuring. The game is not that graphically intense, I don't think, but I mean, it is a pretty big open world, so it remains to be seen if this game will run well on Steam Deck. The game releases sometime this year. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate isn't coming to PC. It's unfortunate too because this is a TMNT roguelike. As of the making of this video, it's only available on Apple Arcade and now the Nintendo Switch. I implore the developers to release this on PC. It's too perfect to not release on PC, honestly. Cat Quest 3 is a game I've already covered in a prior video, namely the AAA Initiative video. I think the game will run fine on Steam Deck. The game releases sometime in August. Stitch is a game that's already available on Apple Arcade and will soon be available on the Nintendo Switch, but it's not coming to PC, which is quite unfortunate really. My hope is that the developers do bring this to PC. Even if it's not your cup of tea, it's bound to be someone's cup of tea. So yes, developers, if you're watching this, bring this and the Ninja Turtles game to PC. And towards the end of the presentation, Nintendo rapid-fired some games. Like for example, this one right here called Bzzzt, and another one here called Shim, and this one called Animal Well, and Duck Detective The Secret Salami, and another Crab's Treasure, which I've covered in this channel before. And they had one more surprise big announcement towards the end. Can you guess what it is? If you guess SteamWorld Heist 2, then you're correct. I've actually never played the original, but I do know the original runs pretty well on Steam Deck, but maybe this sequel will run just as well. Maybe? I don't know, what do you think? I think the main takeaway from this event is that everyone is still pissed off that there's still no Silksong news. Nothing at the III initiative and nothing here as well. And it's really funny seeing all the reactions of no Silksong. But it is unfortunate though, because people are getting mad at these other games because they're not Silksong, which is quite unfortunate really. All I can really say is just live your life, dude. And if you're lucky enough, maybe, just maybe, Silksong will come out in your lifetime. If you like this video, please press the like button and check out our other videos. And if you like those other videos as well, be sure to press the subscribe button and share the good gospel of high-tech lowlife with your friends. Furthermore, we have a community Discord for enlightened individuals such as you. And if you wish to further support high-tech lowlife, be sure to check out our Patreon page. Links in the description.